Hi everybody, we just got this Anker SOLIX. It is a C1000 Generation 2 portable power station. We had a hurricane 2 years ago now, unexpected in our area, and lost power, so went for me. I couldn't do my coffee in the morning. We couldn't have fans on in the heat. Many people, we did not. We were very fortunate, lost everything in their refrigerator. So we decided to get one of these units, even though we're not in a really horrible zone, but we decided to get one of these units. So one of the most amazing things in doing research before we bought this unit is this little guy, or little gal, is a Guinness Book World Record winner for the fastest recharge for this particular type of thing, the portable power stations, 43 to 45 minutes. You plug it in and it gets charged. Now, I'll tell you, about 10 minutes ago, maybe 15, it was at 57%, and I'd started to get the charge going and getting all this set up, and now it's at 88%. So it does charge very quickly. I'll let you see this after I'm done with the video. But yes, Guinness Book World Record winner in 2025, August of 2025, for fastest charging portable power station. That right off gives you, it's very attractive. The other really cool thing to me is it's very lightweight. It's 25 pounds, so you can carry it. It's not like couple 100 pounds where you need 2 people to put it into a truck or something like that. So it's very good in that respect. It came with this solar charging panel. This is a 100-watt solar charging panel. It can take up to 500. Now with a 500-watt solar charge, 600. With a 600-watt solar charging panel, or with a panel of 600 watts, so you would have either 6 of these or a compatible larger solar charging panel. It could charge theoretically in 2 hours. So very cool. With the right sun, you'd have to have good sunlight and also very little cloud cover. I really like the solar panel charging piece. On the back, I'm not sure exactly how to show you. It has the little stands. So you could adjust depending on how the sun is. You can have it go down further, so it can go down, or you have it standing up, whatever you might need to make it so you're getting the most ideal sunlight for what you're trying to do here. Let me see. It's just not sitting right on my countertop. There we go. They also give you the wires. So you have these wires here, so you can extend up to about 12 feet. You can have these be outside. You could have this unit out of the sun, because you probably wouldn't want it to be directly in the sun. So these can extend up to 12 feet, and they plug in. They plug in right here on this unit. They also give to you a car charger. I need to do a little bit of research, because this is going to be a couple of different videos, so look for it on the videos here. But I'm going to do a little research as to how long it would take your car to recharge this, but it does have a car charger if you so decide, and that would plug into the same as the solar. My husband will do more of the, information about the electrical pieces. I don't know much about that. I did, in doing the research before we bought this, I did see that it could run, for example, our refrigerator for about 10 hours, but just the refrigerator alone. But it could also run like our coffee maker. It could charge our cell phones. It could run a fan at night, or a little window air conditioner. It can run a lot of different things, this little power unit. Also, if you have an RV, It can be used to connect up to your RV. So you have power, and so during the day, you can have it charged with the solar, and then for at night, you could run your air conditioner for your RV, the refrigerator, all the other pieces that are on there. If you like going off grid and just like to have the privacy of being off grid, but some of the luxuries of glamping. So, so a very, very mobile, easy to transport unit. I am really impressed. So I'm going to show you, I've just been talking for now. It looks like about almost 6 minutes. And in 6 minutes, let me see. I'm going to get this to show you where we're at after 6 minutes of charging. It has an app that it comes with that gives you more details on things. Helps you to see more on the charging element of things, what's going on and where it's at. So it's at 96%. In the 6 minutes that I was talking to you, it went from 88 to 96. So it's almost completely charged. Very cool little unit. I can't say enough about my surface level review of it. I'm very impressed with the charging. I'm impressed with the solar panels that they come with, and that they give you enough of an extension so that your unit, your power unit here doesn't have to be in the direct sunlight. So I would say put it into your cart and give this little guy a try. Guinness Book World Records, I'm just saying. But my husband will be on with some additional details about the wattage.
So, I'm the husband. I'm Vince. Sorry about my voice, getting over a cold here. My wife introduced you to the Anker SOLIX C1000 Generation 2 power bank. And as she said, this thing is fantastic. We absolutely love it, this power station. I'm going to go over some of the features. I'll tell you about some of the capacities and things. I'm going to just mention some of the features that it has. I'll show you the app briefly just to show you what the app looks like, because you can control a lot of it with the app. But there's some really cool things that this can do, and I'm just going to go from the user manual and tell you some of the things. Now it did have the Guinness World Record for fastest charging. That's using their ultra fast recharging, and there's a setting in the app that you can set for that. Now, they don't recommend that because this is a rechargeable battery. And like all rechargeable batteries, when you do the super fast charging, it lowers the battery life. Now, it does it very slowly, so you could do ultra fast recharging all the time, but it is going to slowly wear the battery down. So they recommend just the regular standard charging, and that's, again, can be set in the app. So at the regular charging, you get 1,200 watts of charging. At the super fast, it'll do up to 1,600. And just like anything else, if you charge the battery to 100%, that's not always best. It's best to charge it to 80-85% and only charge it to 100 when you know a storm or something like that is coming. That's the recommendation. It does come, this one comes with a 100 watt solar panel. You saw that in my wife's video. You can get a 400 watt solar panel that'll plug in from Anker. They sell that. But if you wanted to get maybe 2 more 100 watts, they sell a special cable that'll link those together and plug into the one input you have on this for the solar panel. So you can do that. You can even recharge it with your car. And there's a port over here for recharging it with your car. So, and this one came with that cable. So there's all kind of ways to charge the devices. When you're going to have a device be used by this, there's a button on the front panel. If you want to use the 5 outlets, you press this button and it turns these on. And it turns these on up here. They're always on. If you want to charge it using the car charger, you want to charge a device that takes a car charger plug, there's a button right here that turns this, instead of an input to charge this, it makes it an output so that you could, you know, run a pump at a campsite or something that runs off your car battery. You could run it off of this instead. So, but you can do it with, you can charge this with a car charger as well. So again, at a campsite, This runs down, you can charge it with your car at the campsite. It has surge pad protection, and all that really means is some devices, when they kick on, there's a power surge when they kick on. Some monitors have that, some refrigerators have that, and it's designed to handle that surge. It's not going to trip the breaker in this or anything, so that's good to know. Get rid of those dogs barking. Some of the other features that it has is that you can set the charging and discharging limit. So like I said, it's not always best to charge these rechargeable batteries 100%. Like if a Tesla car tells you only charge it to 80% unless you're going on a trip. Well, same thing with this. It doesn't always want to be charged to 100%. You can set the limit and say it's fully charged at 80% or 85%. And you can also set the lower limit that it's going to turn off when it gets to 10%. Maybe you don't want the battery all the way drained, or you can turn it off at 20%. So that's a nice feature. It also has output port memory. I don't think this is a huge deal, but it might be to you. Basically, if you run this thing dead till it's completely dead, and then you recharge it, it remembers whether you had the AC units active, whether you had the DC car side active. It just remembers what ports you had active, and they're automatically active again. So that could be handy, I guess. You can set different usage times for this charging. So for instance, if you wanted to have it plugged in and tell it to only charge during off-peak hours, you can set that in the app, what the off-peak hours are. And when it hits those off-peak hours, it'll start charging. So that's a nice feature to have too. It has a backup mode. So if there's unexpected power outages, this thing will kick in. It has a storm guard mode, which is cool because this hooks to your phone and you can do it through Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. If it's plugged in and you have it not to set to charge unless, you can tell it not to charge unless there's a storm, it'll read the weather, and if a storm is coming, it'll turn on charging and charge the device up so you're ready to go. So that's really cool. So some of the questions about its max power output. The AC output ports can deliver 2,000 watts of power. So that is plenty. That's going to be able to power a refrigerator. It could power a window air conditioning unit. We ran two small, we had it at 100%. We ran two small mini refrigerators and a fan, and we ran them for about 18 hours and they were still going. So plenty of juice here. Can the USB-C ports charge the power station? No, they're just for putting output only. They're not going to charge it. How should I store and maintain this? You want to, when you store it, turn off all the outputs when it's not in use. Because there'll be a slight battery drain. Even if you leave them on, there's a slight battery drain. So you turn them off. Store it in a dry, cool area. Check the battery capacity each week. If it's below 30, go ahead and charge it. So weekly check. Can the solar charging and AC charging be performed simultaneously? Yes. You can have the solar panels hooked up and an AC, outlet hooked up. And if you do that, it's going to give preference to the solar charging because it's assuming you're still trying to save energy. But if the solar charging isn't doing it or there's cloud cover, the AC charging will kick on. These USB ports will also shut down automatically if they detect 1 watt or less of power for a long period of time. They'll assume nothing's plugged into them and they turn them off. So just some things to be aware of. So again, the AC input power, 1200 watts is what it can take. It can do 2000 watts out. Fast charging does 1600 watts of power in. So this thing really does it all. It has everything you could possibly need. It's great for camping. It's great for power outages, when there's storms, to run fans, your refrigerator. And just think about, some people lose power for several days. Well, you could run your refrigerator with it, and maybe run it for 8 hours and have it off for 2 or 3. Run it for 8, have it off 2 or 3. Or you can run it, and then if there's sun, go out and recharge this with the sun. With our 100 watt panels, it'll fully recharge in about 10 hours. That's fantastic. So a full day of sun will recharge this. Or you can take it out to your car. Your car is still going to be able to run. You can recharge it with your car. Or if someone not too far away has power, and you can get to them, you can drive to their house, use the ultra-fast charging, and in 45 minutes, this will be recharged, bring it back, plug your refrigerator in. So they just have thought of everything. It's an absolutely fantastic unit. Let me just briefly show you the app, and then I'll be back. So here's the Anker app. You can see your device right there. You can touch the device. It tells you it's fully charged. 86 degrees is the current temperature. Here's where the standard mode is. You see that? You can touch that. You can do the standard mode, which the device prioritizes powering the load. If the device has an AC or DC input, that's what it's going to charge. You can use time of use mode, charge when the prices are low and use the battery power when the prices are high. So you can set that. Storm Guard automatically monitors weather warnings and charges in advance for disasters. And then the fast charging you can turn on. It lets you know if there's a DC input, an AC input, what the output is, and it'll tell you what's being charged and what the charge is. So all of that's there on the screen. In the settings, you can see what the recharge power is. You can turn on the car charger output power, smart AC output power, the device timeout, screen brightness, screen timeout, screensaver. All these things are in there for you to adjust the settings on if you need to. Plus, you have the settings in the standard mode that you can adjust if you want. So the app has everything you need, and you can control this completely from the app. So there you see the app. We've talked about all that this can do. My wife told you about some of the features of it. This is incredible. Absolutely love it. And it could be a lifesaver for you, a refrigerator saver. You just got to get one of these. And just think about how excited you'll be when this comes in and you can get those solar panels hooked up and you can test it out and give it a try. And how glad you'll be when you do lose power and you need something like this. So I highly recommend it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Is it expensive? Yeah, these are expensive, but they're well worth it. Think just about saving everything in your refrigerator. How expensive is that to replace all the food in your refrigerator and your freezer? So absolutely worth it. So if you're watching this video, you're obviously in the market for one of these. Anker is one of the best known brands worldwide for power stations like this. They're one of the top 3 companies. Their service is fantastic. Their products are made really well. They're going to last you a long, long time. So go ahead and put one in your cart. You've got nothing to lose. Give it a try. Get it home, power it up, use the solar panels, use it for a couple of weeks and see what you think of it. I'm confident that if you get one of these, you're going to be as satisfied with it as I am. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description below. It'll take you to your Amazon account, right to this page where you can pop it in your cart. You're going to love this as much as we do.